We're here in San Rafael to interview Bruce Hammer, founder of New Products, a manufacturer of high-tech medical equipment. Although Bruce has always been in design, he has a love for motorcycle racing. In August 1981, Bruce finished second in the AMA Formula One Championship, riding a TZ 750 he paid for, built, and tuned himself. In 1982, during a race in Wisconsin, Bruce was fighting for first when he crashed and slid into a steel barrier, going over 100 miles per hour. He spent 4 months in the hospital after suffering a spinal cord injury. Bruce was a cabinet maker before his crash, and then he retrained himself as a draftsman. He attended night school and learned to use computer-aided design programs to make custom furniture and building plans. By the end of the decade, Bruce was working on serious building projects in the computer design department of a major architectural firm, from which he went on to form his own company building high-tech medical equipment. Bruce, we want to hear about your life before your accident and how it has evolved since.
I was a journeyman cabinet maker. I did a 4-year apprenticeship program with European trained craftsmen and learned how to build fine cabinets and furniture. But I also, at the same time, started a motorcycle racing career. So I juggled the cabinet making and the motorcycle racing. Actually, the cabinet making helped pay for the motorcycle racing because I didn't have any sponsorship at the time. And I needed all the money that I could get. My wife and I put all of our resources together, and I started a racing career that ended in my founding an enterprise that's still operational called Team Hammer, which went on to win 150 national races and 13 national championships, a lot of 24-hour races. And I was racing for Chevron at the time in 1982, number 2 ranked racer in the United States the year before, and was going for the lead at a track in Wisconsin, and crashed going for the lead and ran into a steel guardrail, breaking my neck at the C6-7 cervical area. Woke up in intensive care. And this is May 23rd, 1982, and I did at the time was a record. It just shows you how things have progressed, where now somebody with my injury level would be booted out after 4 or 6 weeks. I spent 3.5 months in rehab. After leaving the rehab hospital, I went back to work part-time at the cabinet shop, where I learned how to draw on the computer, and soon was competitive with everybody else, which is not surprising for a motorcycle racer to want to be competitive. And I figured that just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you can't draw and do architectural and drafting just like anybody else. So I bought an IBM PC at the time for $10,000 with a color monitor back then. It was a big deal. And a 20 megabyte hard disk. And a very sophisticated computer-aided drafting program, and started doing CAD drafting. And just to make a long story short, ended up doing 10 years worth of architectural work, and worked for one of the biggest and best architectural firms in the world. It's a guy, Art Gensler, started it, and it's called Gensler Architects. They've done work for Disney, Sony Pictures, and hotel work like the Beverly Hills Hotel. So all during that time I was developing products for people with disabilities, specifically bathroom products, because I traveled and didn't like, at the time the only choice was an Active-Aid Tubby 2, which weighed about 40 pounds, and I couldn't pick it up, and it was, in my estimations, not up to the job. So I developed one simple aluminum lightweight portable bath and tub toilet chair, and then I started New Products with the most of my mother's life savings, developed New Products, and we were incorporated in 1982. We started with the one product and went to trade shows, and people started buying it, and then couldn't I put wheels on it, and then couldn't I make a roll-in version, or ultimately we started having a tub slider system for higher level quads, or for people with cerebral palsy that needed a roll-in chair but lived in an apartment with a bathtub, or couldn't modify their house for various reasons. And so that's actually been one of our biggest sellers, because it serves a lot of needs, and all of our products at the same time are portable. So we've kept that aspect of portability all the way from the very beginning, and that's up to the present right now where we're at.
Well, I've used your product, and it's not only just really convenient, and it's very highly portable, but it's also durable.
That one thing that obviously people with disabilities, with some exception, have some financial challenges, and if they can come up with the money to buy one, they want to know that it's going to last a while. And it's actually been kind of a challenge now. The products last so long that there's people from 10 years ago call me up, and the chair is in good shape, they just need a new cushion, but we've made a lot of changes to the product over the years. But that's one thing that I didn't realize as a manufacturer, is that you have to think about legacy or backwards compatibility, and not making some radical change that won't work. And so we try to incorporate the existing designs in our new development as well.
You put your manufacturing where?
Typical word people use is outsourced, but people would have a connotation of going to China. But what we do is we're outsourcing to Fresno, which needs the money, and we have a 2,500 square foot chunk of a really great machine shop started by a guy named Dave Counts, who going way back to the late 70s, he's good friends with Marilyn Hamilton, who she and two others started Quickie. Ironically, he made a lot of the parts for her hang glider that she injured herself and became a low para in the early, well, I think she was injured in 79 or 80, but they still make parts for Quickie and Invacare and a lot of the other medical companies, and Thai Light, for example. Up here in San Rafael is where we corporate headquarters, but because of technology, the other two guys are in their own homes 50, 60 miles away. And sometimes actually we're at a trade show in New York and we can visit the operation and check on stuff remotely that way.